Today we have 30 essential mods for Crusader Kings 3, and I've already gone through the painful process of making sure all of these mods work together, so there's a Steam Workshop link in the description with all the mods listed in the correct load order, with any compatibility patches shown as well. And these will be the exact mods I'll be using in my videos for quite some time, so for the most part there's no major game-changing additions, but still some nice features and changes to make the game much more enjoyable. But first, a massive thank you to today's sponsor, Call of Dragons, a 4X strategy game where you need to build up your city and are put in control of your very own fantasy army, which will be needed as you choose between one of three factions: humans, elves or orcs, whose relations always change from friendly to war. And with dragons rising, a powerful army is essential to survive. And all of this is experienced on a massive 3.88 square kilometer map with beautiful, unique terrain covering every inch, which can be used to your advantage in PvP or PvE RTS battles by using mountains, ravines and other natural defenses to win the giant battles, which have thousands of units, especially when rallied with up to 40 of your allies for guild v guild battles. And all of this paired with the truly in-depth battle system, allowing you to beat enemies much stronger than you by setting up ambushes, blocking routes and other endless possibilities to use superior tactics to beat anyone. And of course, don't forget your heroes, with many to recruit, each with their own unique skills, from damage bonuses to turning invisible. Paired with artifacts, your heroes can become absolute monsters on the battlefield. So download Call of Dragons today using the link below or scanning the QR code on screen and use code CODFANTASY to get a head start. First up, we have the Expanded series, 4 mods that each have a pretty big impact on the game. The most popular: Ethnicities and Portraits Expanded. It brings a lot of new clothing for many different cultures, as well as HD retextures of existing items and even updated skin textures. Honestly, this mod alone makes such a big difference. But the Expanded series also comes with Culture Expanded, adding many new cultures across the map, paired with some unique decisions, often around establishing a new kingdom for your people, such as Poland, Saxony, or the ability to unite to the Anglo-Saxons, changing the current West Germanic people to Anglo-Saxon. Then there's Succession Expanded, adding 6 new laws for your titles, giving you a lot more choice and control over your next heir. And finally, Unit Packs Expanded. It brings many sets of new armor types for raised troops on the map, which goes a long way to help with immersion, and it just looks pretty cool. And of course, with Ethnicities and Portraits Expanded, we have to add the amazing Community Flavor Pack, which adds an insane amount of really detailed clothes to the game. And you know they're good, as Paradox have the modder El Tyrannos working on the upcoming North African attire DLC. Next up, Holding Sprawl is one of my favourite additions to CK3. It makes the things that you and others build actually appear on the world map, so over time the world will go from this to this. Councillors Experience trait adds 5 new traits, 1 for each of the council positions, that over time can level up, giving them higher stats and making them more efficient at their jobs. But another great tool for court positions is the Headhunter. By clicking Ctrl+Y, you get a new and much better character finder than the base one, letting you find the best person for each court position, commanders with special traits, and even inspired characters with ease. And paired with Multilingual Education, which lets you teach all of the children of your court in up to 3 languages, you can find the best teacher for each language much easier. And of course, the Headhunter can be used to find the ultimate knights and commanders. So by using Knight Manager Continued, you can completely stop certain types of people from fighting in your armies to an early death, whether that be your heir, councillors or wounded courtiers. Or I guess you could do the opposite and take out your heir. Nothing's stopping you. But to take immersion to the next level, we have 2 mods. The first, Prisoners of War, which cuts out about the magically teleporting prisoners. So when somebody is captured by an army, they stick to that army until it returns home, and then they get put into the dungeon. This means that if your family gets captured, you actually have a chance to defeat their army and free all those prisoners before they leave your territory. And paired with travelers, a similar idea, but added it to many other things using the new travel system. So people released from prison, invited to court, changing their capital, or just about anything else that would move a character now gets them to travel instead of teleporting. But of course, this also means that they could die along the way, so that fantastic commander you invited may just get taken out by a wolf on his travels to you. Cities of Wonder 3 allows the creation of truly giant holdings by raising the castle and city level to 8. And once they reach level 5, the Burge, you get a choice from a couple of unique special buildings that can give you some pretty nice bonuses, as well as some decisions to create even more unique structures in all of your holdings. Of course, there's a lot more to this mod, and honestly, every other one covered today, but trying to not make this video go on forever. But I think the perfect mod to pair with it is Medieval Arts, which does add many more unique buildings and structures, new innovations, and the new Dynasty Legacy, allowing you to build some more pretty special buildings. Historic Invasions is a game changer if you are bored of CK3. It adds over 40 new invasions, meaning the character will appear with some land, a set amount of troops, and a goal of big expansion, and they definitely cause issues. Even if you have a big kingdom, an invasion spawning on your doorstep could force you into an unwinnable war. And also, it's just nice seeing new kingdoms and empires that you never usually see form. But of course, it wouldn't be a mod list without the addition of Rice, currently adding over 32 flavor packs to the game, spanning the entire world, adding new bookmarked characters, a ton of events, decisions, artifacts, a struggle, and something I recently noticed, not sure if it's used anywhere else in the mod, but there's a Zunist ruler in 867 AD with his own aspiration. Like, at this point, Rice goes beyond just being a flavor mod. Honestly, one of the best mods CK3 has to offer, which I think it definitely needs its own video one day. So if you want to see me do a video breaking down some of the biggest Rice features, please let me know in the comments. Better Battles Updated brings back one of my favorite mods to CK3. It just adds a lot of events while you're leading your own army into battle. So instead of battles just being numbers slowly moving down, now you actually get to experience exciting moments, outnumbered with your knights, but be aware, this can and will kill you from time to time. Now, the next 3 mods have a big impact on the relationships between characters. The first and most important is Social Relations Expanded, which adds new opinion modifiers from having a common friend or being a rival's friend. You can even become a family friend by having a lot of friends in a single dynasty, giving you a plus 15 opinion. But then there's also things like declaring war on somebody would of course really annoy their friends, but make their rivals pretty happy with you. And obviously a lot more, but in general, this mod just makes the relationships way more dynamic and interesting. But the next mod takes this a step further. Inheritable Relationships does exactly what it says, which is really cool, as it can make your friendships more likely to span generations, or on the other hand, your rivalries. And finally, for relationships, we have Rescue and Vengeance, allowing you to save family, friends, and even family friends from prison by declaring war, or simply avenge your family that was murdered by another ruler. But why I like this mod so much is that the AI gets access to all these new wars as well, so you have to be very careful about who you murder and decide to keep in your prison. Extended Outliner makes the Outliner much more informative. Raised Army Coat of Arms changes the flag on armies from having the rally point color to instead having a ruler's coat of arms. Nameplates adds characters' names to events, making it much easier to see who's who doing event chains. Patrum Scuta overhauls many coat of arms in the game, adding new shapes, colors, and much more, making them all look a lot nicer. Better camera zoom allows you to get much closer to the action and admire the world growth with Holden Sprawl. VIET Events adds over 1,000 new events to experience, as well as new decisions, activities, and much more, especially useful to you who have already played the game to death. Clear Notifications sets the F key to you won't believe this, instantly clear notifications. Another one I'm sure you won't guess is brighter text color, which is actually really nice, especially if you have terrible eyes like me. And of course, we also have better Barbershop, which was previously full screen Barbershop, but that basically got added to the vanilla game. But it still adds some very nice features, like a complete color picker for your clothes, more zoom levels, and some nice custom items for much nicer screenshots. And finally, we have the Unofficial Patch, which is great at patching any little bugs that maybe Paradox take a while to get fixed. Also, it has some nice little quality of life fixes as well. And don't forget to download Call of Dragons to experience exciting RTS gameplay and prove yourself on the battlefield by using the link down below or scanning the QR code on screen and use code CODFANTASY to get a head start. So hopefully you found some mods you like. Remember, the Steam Workshop link will be in the description with the full load order and any compatibility patches there too. But thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.